We all, at some point or another, waste money. But I'm to a place in my life that if I'm going to waste money, I'm going to do it in the way that I want to. And I'm not going to waste it on things that don't matter to me. So some of these things on my list are going to be a little controversial, but try not to judge me for it. And I'll spread them out so I don't hurt you too much at one time, because I know that I personally know people who will be horrified that I have included some of these things on this list. But here's my 15 things that I refuse to waste money on, starting with number 1, plants. And right now I just have to say to my friend Marla, I adore you and you do a wonderful job with plants and you make the world a prettier place. But for me in my house, we have said no to plants, and we've done this for good reason, because I will share pictures here of some of my plant failures. But for years, I have loved and verbally expressed over and over and over again my love for hanging baskets. I live in a part of the country that has gorgeous hanging baskets in the spring and summer. And I have wanted several for my house, and never has anybody ever bought me one. Even though my birthday and Mother's Day fall at hanging basket time of the year. So this past May, I decided I'm going to get myself a hanging basket. I was at Costco and they had the beautiful hanging baskets for $37. I bought myself a hanging basket, and this is what it looks like now. Anywho, yeah, so I figured out there was a reason why nobody buys me hanging baskets, because they knew that I couldn't handle the responsibility. I know I'm a smart woman. I know that if I actually had the time and the inclination, I could learn how to handle plants better. But for now, I will not be the average American who spends $616 a year on gardening and $57 a year on houseplants. I will continue to buy my 2 to 3 basil plants from Trader Joe's every few months, because it's cheaper to buy the plant from Trader Joe's than it is to buy the teeny tiny little container of basil. So I will continue to buy my basil plant and act like I know what I'm doing with plants every once in a while. But until then, I'm done spending money on plants. So you know who you are if you're getting ready to buy the mums to put on your front porch and you know darn well that they're going to be dead within weeks. Save yourself the money, put it away for Christmas, and you'll be happy that you did. Just appreciate the beautiful mums on somebody else's porch. I just did you a favor. Number 2, I do not waste money on junk food. I have zero self-control. So if there is junk food in my house, there is junk food in my mouth. And so I have a no junk food policy. Junk food is not just a waste of money, but it costs you money in the future when it comes to your health. And I've worked really hard to be at this level of health, and I refuse to put anything in my body that does not help me to be stronger, happier, healthier, and just all around feeling better. So I was really shocked to find that the average person in America spends $1,200 a year on fast food. Most households in America spend 10% of their annual income on junk food and fast food. That's a lot. The average person spends $148 a month on fast food, and they spend $9.22 a week on snacks. That is a lot of money. That is $479.44 a year. And average over a lifetime, the average American person pays $28,766.40 for junk food. I don't know about you, but I would rather have that in my retirement fund. So no junk food in our house. Thank you very much. Number 3, I refuse to waste money on interest, penalties, or fees. I just refuse. I don't use a credit card regularly. When I do, I pay it off right away. But I refuse to pay any penalties, interest, anything on credit cards. It's way too high. And I want to tell you, if you are using credit cards, please, if they have a balance on them, focus on getting those paid off. You will thank me later for it. But debt is not a good thing. And that kind of interest that you pay on credit card debt will bury you. So you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. But I refuse to pay penalties, late fees, even account fees. It drives me nuts that I get penalized from Wells Fargo if I have less than $500 in my account. And I think about single mothers and people who are going paycheck to paycheck. They are being penalized because they can't afford to have $500 in their account. And that seems like robbery to me. So I refuse to pay interest, penalties, and fees, period. Number 4, I refuse to pay for fast fashion or designer status items. They're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, but they both fall in this same place for me. I refuse to spend money on clothing that will not last, will not look good, and will end up in the landfill. I just refuse. I don't want uncomfortable clothes. I don't want clothes that I can't just fall in love with and wear forever and ever and ever. And I don't want to pay more money for a piece of clothing just because it has a designer label on it. My husband is really weird about that. He will not pay for any clothing item that has like a name on it. He says, if they want me to advertise for them, they can pay me. And I agree. I will buy quality clothing, but only because of the quality, not because of any kind of status or name brand all over it. Just not going to do it. And I'm not going to buy cheap clothing that I'll wear a few times and then throw out. Number 5, I refuse to waste money on juice and sodas. Now, I will buy healthy smoothies and, a healthy juice every now and then that's like real vegetables, but I will not buy canned, jarred, bottled juices and things from the store. And I will not buy sodas. We do buy Spindrift and Waterloo, flavored sparkling waters, and we enjoy those as a soda drink. But we don't buy anything that destroys our immune systems or makes our bodies work harder than they need to. And that's what sugary sodas and juices do. So I just refuse. I didn't have them for my kids when they were growing up. If you come to my house for dinner, you'll be offered water, sparkling water, herbal teas, coffee, or wine. And those are going to be the choices because we are not a juice or soda family. 2 times a year, I will buy organic, fresh squeezed orange juice for the purpose of making mimosas. That's it. So no juice, no soda. The soda, they say the average American spends about $850 a year on soda. Again, that could be in your retirement fund or in your vacation fund. There's a lot better things you can do with that money than poison your body and make your immune system not work as well. And the juice industry is a $1.4 billion a year industry. Think about that one. And we have a diabetic problem in this country. We have insulin resistance. We have obesity problems. And yet the soda and the juice industry are huge and they play a major role in that problem. So we say no to spending money on juice and soda. And we're okay with that. Number 6. I refuse to spend money on a brand new car. I am 55 years old and have never bought a brand new car. I have bought expensive luxury cars. I have bought, really nice cars. I just don't believe in investing my money into something that, first of all, I know is going to get damaged. I know it's going to get scratched and bumped and nicked and all of that because it's a car, but it is going to depreciate the moment the tires roll off of the lot. I can't see why I would want to spend money on a product that is going to depreciate that quickly. It just doesn't make sense in my mind. So I did some figuring of numbers. And even though the average car payment today is $525 to $734, I rounded down and I estimated if I had had a car payment for the last 38 years at $300 a month, what I would have spent. And it would have been $136,800. That is a lot of money. That is more than the first house I bought. So instead, I've always paid cash for my cars and I have invested $40,000 into my cars over the last 38 years. So that's a pretty huge savings. And I'm very happy to have had it. So I will not waste money on new cars. Number 7, I refuse to waste money on current trends. My husband and I are both the youngest of 3 kids, and we are both the type that like to wait and see. We both watched our older siblings and paid attention to what things they got away with and what things they got in trouble for, and we learned from that, and we applied those things to our lives, and we continue to be like that in our lives as adults. And I just don't like trying out products that haven't been tried yet. I prefer to let everybody else waste the money, pay the higher price for the brand new thing, wait and see what's wrong with it, what kind of bugs are in it, how they can fix it, and then I buy it when it's a year older. And it works well for me, and it saves me a lot of money, and I never have felt like I'm missing out on anything. And actually, my husband's cell phone is an iPhone 7. So he's basically walking around with an iPhone antique in his pocket. And yet he says it works. I can call people, I can text, I can check my emails, and I can listen to talk radio. So his life is fine. He sees nothing wrong with having his iPhone 7, and he will replace it when he's forced to. So we don't waste money on current trends. Just not. Number 8, I will not waste money on useless souvenirs. The snow globes and the pencils and all the garbage you can buy at vacation places. I just hate that. And my kids hate that kind of stuff. None of us in my family like anything that doesn't have a purpose and a place. And so I like to get things that I can use and enjoy. So like this ring, I got this at a cute little boutique called In Good Company in Santa Clarita, California. I wear this ring so much and I love it. And I get so many compliments on it. And every time I wear it, I think about my trips to Santa Clarita to take my daughter to college. And I feel good when I wear it. These earrings and this necklace, whoops, it's crooked, and this bracelet I got last year when I was in Seacrest, Florida. I love them. And every time I put them on, I think of Seacrest. And I have earrings my husband bought me on our honeymoon. I have other jewelry he's bought me on other vacations. It's just nice to have things that you can actually use and not just something useless. So I just will not waste money on useless souvenirs. Number 9, I refuse to waste money on replacing something that is still functional. I know people who will they've had their mattress 5 years, they'll just get rid of it and replace the mattress. They don't like their furniture anymore, they'll just get rid of the furniture and replace the furniture. And my mind spins at things like that because one thing, I'm known for getting kind of emotionally attached to inanimate objects. Like that's one of the reasons I still have the van I have because of watching my kids grow up in that van. They learned how to drive in that van. We've had a lot of family memories. It just means a lot to me and I'm just not ready to let go of it. My furniture is like that too. I'll never forget. I had this furniture set when we got married. We had it through our newlywed stage and then both of our kids after they were born and into their young first, second grade years of life. And when we moved into the house we're in now, we didn't have room for it. So we sold it. And I will never forget, I sold it for $300 and I bawled my eyes out when they took it away. So I was just so attached to it. So I don't understand how people can just replace perfectly good furniture without a purpose. I don't get it. So I hold on to things and I get as much use out of them as I can. And I enjoy that. So I refuse to waste money replacing things that are in perfectly good condition. Okay, now hold on to your hats for this one because I'm going to upset some people, but I think maybe you need to hear me on this. And I did in my research for this, I think I found out why I'm like this. But number 10, I refuse to waste money on decorations. The average household spends $147 a year on Christmas decorations. Halloween is a $3.9 billion holiday, one day. $3.9 billion. And as I researched this, because I thought, am I just a weirdo? Like, why is this so foreign to me? I learned that Delaware, where I was born and raised, falls on the lowest state for investing in Christmas decorations. So maybe it just has to do with that. I grew up with a very simply but nicely decorated home for Christmas. And actually, the very crush scene that I used to put out when I was a child is the same exact crush scene that I still put out as an adult. Poor Joseph, his little staff is broken. So years ago, my son made a replacement staff out of Legos. So my antique crush scene from my childhood has a Joseph with a Lego staff. It's really kind of funny and I love it. I just don't see the point of spending money for more decorations. One year, my daughter guilted me into spending $100 for some new decorations. So I did that year. But typically, I like using my things, even my little chipped things and broken things. They're still my things with memories. I just don't believe in spending lots of money for things that just in the whole scheme of things don't matter. And don't hate me for this. I know it's October and there are people who just love Halloween, but I don't like Halloween. I've never liked Halloween. I didn't like it as a child. I don't like scary things. And as a health nut, I don't believe in plying kids with sugar. I didn't do it to my own children, and I don't believe in doing it for other people's children. So I am not using my hard-earned money to buy a bunch of candy that I will eat if it is sitting in front of me. And then I'm going to give candy to children who already are eating too much sugar. It doesn't align with my values. So I don't celebrate Halloween, and I'm okay with that. And I understand that people like it. I just don't. There's a reason though why the 6th season starts at the end of October and goes into the new year, because that's when we start shoving sugar in our faces and we don't take care of ourselves and our immune system suffer for it. So I won't spend money to make your kids sick. You're welcome. Number 11, I refuse to waste money on a gym membership. I did that when we first got married, and every time I went to the gym, I would get sick. And so finally, we decided we were going to buy a treadmill so I didn't have to get up early and go into the gym and work out. So we spent $650 on a treadmill. I still own that very treadmill. And my husband has replaced the belt on it a few times, but it still goes. My kids mock it and make fun of it. But hey, $650 one time, 28 years, it's still going. I'm happy and I'll keep it going as long as I can. But I just don't believe in putting money out to make my life more inconvenient. And to me, going to the gym is inconvenient. So if you go to the gym and you get your money's worth out of it, then you keep going. You go ahead and make that investment. It works for you. But for the average person, it doesn't. And they say the average gym rate is $58 a month, but $39 goes to waste due to underutilization. So most people are not getting their money's worth out of their gym membership. And I would say invest in something that you enjoy and just work out at home or get out in nature and get some fresh air and sunshine, because we need to be moving, but we don't need to be paying $58 a month to do it. Number 12, I refuse to waste money on lottery tickets and gambling. Gambling is an addiction that does not need to be fed. And I have watched people that I love and care about who have gotten drawn in to gambling in a very unhealthy way. And it's just not good. You know, the house numbers are 1 in 37 to win anything. And you know, how lucky do you feel? But you can take that money instead and invest it in your life and in your future. And even if you're not putting it into retirement, what if you took that money and put it into a trip? Because the average American loses $400 a year to gambling. And to win at the lottery, you have a 1 in 14 million chances. 1 in 14 million. And you know, you read the stories, you hear all about people who have won the lottery and their lives have just been horrible. So instead of taking a gamble, instead of looking for luck, make your own luck. Work hard, put yourself out there, take your chances with you, because you're a better gamble than a roll of the die. Number 13, I refuse to spend money on cable. The beginning of our marriage, we didn't have to have cable. We had 3 channels plus PBS and UHF channels, and we were happy with that because we had a life. We were out doing things. And then we moved to Washington, and suddenly we couldn't get any television without cable. So we were paying $14.95 a month to have cable. That seemed fair at the time, and then it kept going up and up and up. And finally now, cable runs between $40 and $60 a month. And for what? You're bound to a TV with commercials. So you're paying to watch somebody's commercials instead of just having a couple of streaming services like Netflix and Hulu or Netflix and Amazon Prime. It just doesn't seem to make any sense. So we refuse to pay for cable. And now I have no patience for cable. I hate having to sit through commercials and things now when I've gotten so used to just being able to get up when I want and stop a show when I want to and go to bed at a decent time. It's just not worth it. So I refuse to pay for cable. Number 14, I refuse to pay for extended warranties. I just won't do it. Now, I'm pretty lucky that I'm married to a guy who can fix everything. And that has saved us a lot of money over the years. I just have never understood. The warranties never seem to really work in your favor, but you have to pay a lot of money for them. So even when our kids started getting phones, I looked at them and said, you're not getting a warranty. If you lose it, you break it, you drop it in water, whatever, it's your responsibility and you have to replace it. Well, guess what? My kids never lost a phone, never broke a phone, never dropped a phone in water, never had an issue with the phone that would require a warranty because they knew they were responsible for taking care of it. So they did take care of it. And we've never paid for a warranty ever. Don't like them, won't do them, not worth it. And finally, I'm going to lump three things into one because they are all very similar. I refuse to waste money on movie theaters, live concerts, and live sporting events. Don't hate me. Every once in a while, I will go to a movie theater because my son loves movies. But I don't have a nice theater around me. So it seems to me that I'm paying a lot of money for an uncomfortable, crappy experience. And I don't like it. And my popcorn at home is organic and healthy. And my butter's healthy and all of that. And I don't feel sick after I eat my popcorn. And I can sit and have a glass of wine and a bowl of popcorn and enjoy my movie in comfort on my comfortable sofa that reclines and all of that. It just doesn't seem worth $50 to go out for a movie when I can rent a brand new movie for $20 and save money by being at home. And I can use the bathroom when I want and I can stop the movie to do so. Just seems like a win-win. But live concerts, I don't know if I'm jaded because for years when we lived in Nashville, we would get free passes to concerts. We got to go see Garth Brooks and we would get front row and backstage passes and we got to see some great people. And also back in the day, we paid like $30 to go to a concert if we had to pay. I don't think there's any human being that is that special that they're worth $250 to $700, $800 to go see them. And I think that it's just kind of crummy. I think that it just takes advantage of the fans. And I just morally am opposed to the amount of money that artists are bringing in for their concerts. So I don't want to contribute and I won't. And sporting events, again, I grew up going to watch the Phillies play and going to the Orioles Stadium, and I had a blast. But it didn't cost you a week's pay to go to a game. And it's ridiculous now. I was looking it up, and a football game on average is $297. A basketball game, $165. Ice hockey, $146, and a soccer game is $105. That just seems ridiculous. And when you are trying to raise a family and give them great experiences, I think that's a ripoff. I just think I don't want to contribute. I just don't. So I would rather go to, a minor league game and just have that baseball game experience than to go to a big pro game and just pay way too much money and be uncomfortable the whole afternoon. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. So I don't waste money on movie theater, live concerts, or sporting events. Those are the 15 things that I refuse to waste money on. I'm sure you probably don't agree with all of them, but maybe you agree with some of them. Let me know in the comments below, what are your things that you refuse to waste money on? And which things do you think I'm crazy for not wasting money on? I'd love to know your thoughts because you know what? We all have our own opinions. And one thing I love is we're still able to express them. So why not? And if you're interested in saving money and in putting $1,000 away in the next 80 days, make sure you watch this video right here to join the $1,000 challenge. Because when you refuse to waste money on things, it gives you money to invest in the things that matter. So until next time, carry on.